Good day, everybody. Kevin Hogan, author of 22 books, translated into 41 languages around the world. This is the 21 Factors of Success. Today, factor number 3, the relationship factor. I bet you're dying to know when we're going to talk about like a positive mental attitude, right? Okay, it's not coming for a while. We got to hit the stuff that really matters. The relationship factor, we talked about storylines, right? We've talked about momentum. And those are probably the two most important elements in success in life. But without having this factor planned for, prepared for, and handled carefully every single day, there will be no success or much of anything else. The relationship factor specifically is how you have prepared and planned to deal with your friends, your family, your children, your parents, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, all of the humans that you come into contact with regularly, including the people at your job if you work out there in the real world. Because these people are going to influence you in ways you can't even imagine. It's really fascinating. I'll save this study for another time, but we find that when people don't believe in you, when they think that what you're doing is foolish or ridiculous or silly, it turns out that that's the non-conscious part of your brain, and it actually stops you cold, and it causes you to not do what we call goals, or to achieve goals. And I'm not talking about like the big goals, I'm talking about like little tiny goals, okay? It's pretty phenomenal. So we've got to make sure that the relationships that you're in are not going to screw you up. So what could possibly go wrong? Okay, well, let's look at a few things, all right? First of all, you're hanging around with all the people that you've hung around with for the last 5-10 years, right? And now you have this wild-eyed notion to have a successful life. That means you're going to raise your children to go to school and to get advanced degrees, and you're going to want to have a happy relationship with your spouse, and you're going to want to have really good friends that you're going to be able to work with and have fun with for the rest of your life. So here's the deal. So now all of a sudden you earn $100,000 this year and $150,000 next year and $200,000 the next year and $250,000, $300,000 the next year, $350,000 the year after that. Over here, by the way, are all of your family and friends. What did they earn last year? They earned exactly what they did 6 years ago. But you just tripled their income in the last 5 years because you made some choices. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, boy, they're going to be happy for me. No, they're probably not going to be happy for you. In fact, they're probably going to be a little jealous. Oh, sure, they'll have that pride. Yeah, like that's my father, brother, uncle, whoever, my buddy. But the reality is that you're imposing on them as well. Your success draws attention away from them, puts it on you, and they then feel pressured to perform similarly. But we know that this is called cognitive dissonance, right? We know that people choosing between behaviors and thoughts will always stick with their behavior. Choosing between what they're currently doing, a behavior, and thoughts like thinking, oh, I could do that too, big deal, I could handle that. Okay, well, here's the deal. They really could do it if they wanted to and if they did it, but they won't. And so here's the thing. You want to have a high level of awareness of your current circle of influence. That's right here. This is the people that you hang out with. Most of the people in your current circle of influence are wonderful people, and they're great to have around, to see and to spend time with and do stuff like that. But here's the thing. Most of them aren't taking you anywhere except for the status quo. And what happens in the status quo is something always goes wrong and stops the status quo from being the status quo, and it makes it worse. You're much better off being on the rocket with trajectory going up, so when something goes wrong in life, it takes you and it just brings you down to a normal level. So what do we got to do over here is develop a different circle of influence. And there's two kinds of people that you want in the circle of influence over here. These are the people that are similar to you in the respect that they also want to do things that they're going to be proud of as they go on in life and as they achieve the destiny that they're selecting for themselves. These are people who want to have the kinds of things that you want. Not precisely. Maybe they don't want to be an author. Maybe they want to be a speaker. Maybe they don't want to be a speaker. Maybe they want to run their own store, or they want to build something, or they want to develop something, or maybe they're an artist. Whatever. Basically, you're all starting, or you're doing something that's different from what you're doing now. That's not what this circle of influence is over here. This circle of influence is going to keep you with the same exact problems that everybody in this circle has. So if you're hanging out with people that are going through divorce or going through difficulties or having, marital issues or relationship issues or issues with business, that's precisely what you're going to have, because you're going to have conversations at lunch and they go like this. So what happened to you today? Yeah, I had a fight with Bill. Bill could be your boss. Bill could be your husband. Bill could be your wife. It doesn't matter. Bill could be your kids. And all of a sudden they go, yeah, me too. Because whenever somebody finds a piece of something, they hear that, they go, yeah, me too. And then they find the thing in their life that's similar to that and they match it. And so they now determine that their life is just like their life. Unfortunately, this is not going to let anybody build anything in life. So we don't need to dismiss these people, but what we need to do is create an additional sphere of influence. And this is filled with people who are going places like you and who are way ahead of you. These are giants. And just like you're a giant compared to the people that you're hanging around with in the respect that you're trying to do something with your life that you really want, that's really super important to you, you're going to hang out with people who have already done it. You're going to hang out with people who have gone there before and they're keep going back and back and back, and they love it and it's exciting, and they're constantly doing something new. They're constantly writing a new book. They're constantly going to a new gig. They're constantly doing something that's exciting and cool for them and their family. That's who you want to be next to. You want to be like the little kid next to the big adult, looking up and going, that's who I want to be when I grow up. That's the great person to have in your life. You want to be challenged. You want to look at that person and go, I want what he's got. I want what she has. She's amazing. I want that. And that's what pulls you along. And then when that person chides you a little bit and says, oh, well, that's not so bad. You could probably do better, though. And when successful people don't say, I believe in you. No, that's not what they say. That's what failures say in each other. Okay? Successful people say, what, is that all you got? You can do better than that. Come on, get your butt in gear, let's move. And then they go. That's how successful people think. All right? And so the more people that you have, that you hang around with, that are doing really, really well, that you can actually have communication with and talk with, that you can get time in front of their face, that's what you're looking for. That and the group of people who have like-minded outcomes of life for you with their relationships, families, friends, and also with their business projects that they want to make go in life. What do you do with this group over here in the meantime? You still maintain these friendships and the family connections that you have, but do be aware that every single relationship that you have influences all of your outcomes, and you're always going to gravitate toward the state of mind of the people that you're hanging out with that specific day or that specific week. People say, oh, I don't know, what Kev's doing is probably okay. He's crazy, though, to be writing all those books. He's never going to get anywhere. He'd get a real job and he would be fine. Okay, all those kind of things. And you know what you got to let that do to you? Push you forward up the mountain faster so the barrel starts going down. Don't let anybody sabotage your success. Don't sabotage your own success. Make sure that you always keep it going forward. Okay, guys, I will see you here on the next video.